Hey guys, it's your boy Crack. Really been slacking on the cassette reviews this week. I actually had a big literature exam, so I used my commute to actually listen to some of the literature that the exam was on. My wife has a Kindle, so like a lot of the stuff we're reading is like classics, so it's all free on the Kindle like store. So I was like listening to the Kindle's robot voice fucking, read these stories to me to like kind of study, because a lot of this shit, that I have to read, like I really enjoy reading, but some of this stuff is just so fucking boring and old that like, and it's not to say there's anything wrong with old writing, because I like a lot of old literature, but some of this stuff just, I find really boring, the subject matter, so it helps to kind of listen to it, rather than read it. So, but anyway, that's why there hasn't been any reviews this week. I did take the exam; it's done. I'm sure I did fine, but I'm not giving up on the series. So I just wanted to get that out there. And after the exam, on the way home, I did grab a tape that morning, so I would have something, at least one, for this week. And pleasant surprise with my grab, one of my oldest tapes from my collection. I bought this when I was probably, when I first got my paper route, so probably around 11 or 12. So one of my very first cassettes here. Really happy to still have it. And it is Motorhead, there we go, Motorhead The Collection. So, yeah, super old, guys. I have had this for close to 20 years now, and when I bought this, I was like, look at that. Like, I've heard of Motorhead before, but I wasn't really too familiar with them. I only knew a couple of their songs. One was this song called Ramones, which I like. That's how I actually found out about Motorhead, was because there was a Motorhead song called Ramones where they're actually talking about the Ramones, and I thought that was so cool. And then, of course, I had heard about their hit Ace of Spades, like immediately after that. So when I found this, I was like, ooh, look at that. So of course I bought it. I think I bought this like back in the day at like a Ames or a Jamesway. I don't know if you guys had those in your area, but they've all since like disappeared because of Walmart. It was kind of like Walmart on a smaller scale. It had everything like cheap electronics and consumer goods and cheap clothes and furniture. It had everything that you need, but like just not very good stuff, right? But they did have a small electronics section, and that's where you used to go in my town, in my city, before, Walmart sucked the fucking life out of the place. And, you'd go there to buy a video game or a new CD or whatever. And Jamesway, which I'm pretty sure where I bought this, was unique because they actually carried stuff that had parental advisories, which was, kind of different. So, because normally you had to go to a real music store, like deeper into the city to get that type of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I bought this with my paper out money. I was thrilled. And guys, what can I fucking say about Motorhead The Collection? Like, this thing is fucking awesome. It's so good. This was actually put out by Castle Communications. I'm not sure if they're around anymore, what their deal is. I'm sorry, I didn't look beforehand for a date. And this isn't the original case, like the original is broken, so it doesn't quite open right. But, let me just see if I can find a date real quick, I'm sorry. Fuck, no, there's no date. This is so old. Made in Holland, that's all it says. Well, I'm guessing that this is from, the late 80s here. But just to give you an idea of, like, how cheap this like tape is made. Like, I can't believe this thing still works. This is a prison tape. There's no screws. It's just, molded plastic. Track listing on this thing is awesome. Like, this isn't like your typical greatest hits. Like, notice it doesn't say greatest hits, right? It says The Collection. Like, there's no Ace of Spades on here, none of that. But it is fantastic songs. Some of my favorites actually are. Well, some of my favorites now, I think, are because of this tape. It kind of has some deeper cuts, but still really good stuff. Like, I'll just read them off. Killed by Death, one of my favorites. Shine, another one of my favorites. One Track Mind, Go to Hell. Dancing on Your Grave, Snaggletooth, I love that song. Locomotive, one of my favorites. Steal Your Face, one of my favorites. I Got Mine, Back on the Funny Farm, Iron Fist, and Speed Freak. So that's an incredible fucking collection of Motorhead songs. Like, this is gold to me. I fucking love this tape. So there's really not much I could say about it. I mean, I'm sure you guys know about Motorhead. If you don't, like, go listen to Motorhead. They are, like, the only constant in my life. When things get, like, weird and out of control, like, I can count on Motorhead being Motorhead. Like, they don't change. They keep to what they play, you know, heavy rock and roll music. They don't dabble in other things. They just do what they do, and they've been doing it for pretty much my entire life. So I absolutely adore this band. One of my favorite bands of all time. The band I've seen the most live out of any band. They're still fantastic. Lemmy is a hero to me, so I got to give this. If you can find this tape, if you can find Motorhead the Collection by Castle Communications, it is a cop it. This is a cop it all day. Even if you don't want it, just buy it and send it to me so I can have a spare when this one eventually breaks down, because I'm surprised it hasn't yet. So this was an absolute treat to listen to. I love this tape, guys. Crack out.